Hey everyone! Happy afternoon, evening. I was trying to say after evening. Happy evening, happy afternoon, happy day. We got a lot to get into. Decided to do a quick stream today. We're gonna talk about the big news that I know is on everyone's mind: Brock Lesnar returning to WWE. There was a lot of controversy involved in this. Fans, wrestlers, a lot of people have reacted. We're going to take a look at some of the reactions. We're also going to talk about what this means for not only WWE, the Janelle Grant lawsuit, and everything else that is being brought up throughout the conversations and reactions to this news. First, going to address this. For what? Brock is legally innocent. Yeah. A lot of people are legally innocent, but are still involved in weird cases. If any of y'all have listened to Kendrick, Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? You could ask the very same question for Brock. I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest. It's a weird ass move for WWE to try to associate themselves with Brock Lesnar, in my opinion. That's not saying that Brock has committed a crime. That is not me trying to defame Brock Lesnar for everyone out there who may be clipping this or whatever the hell. It's just a matter of opinion that some people think it's a little weird. I think it's a lot weird, but we'll get into that. But let's just take a step back and talk about the moment. John Cena and Cody Rhodes have this spectacular match. I would say it is one of the best WWE matches, or the best WWE men's matches in a matter of years. I think this clears the match between Sami and Gunther last year at WrestleMania. This clears Cody versus Roman last year at WrestleMania pretty easily. This clears the CM Punk Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell match. If we are talking about men's main roster matches, this was it. This was the creme de la creme. And I think that WWE, just like many of you who have hit that like button already, did a really good job of building that moment without really relying on Cena or Cody being needed to be, or at least either of them needed to be involved in an angle. And by that I mean it didn't necessitate a Cena face or heel turn again. That same or a heel turn. I'm fresh off of work. The brain is fried. We're gonna try that one more time, chat. The match did not necessitate a major moment, in my view. The match itself was the moment. I think that a lot of times WWE and many people, the way they're conditioned to watch wrestling is no matter what, the match can be great, but you need a moment at the end to really hook people. And that is great, and that's fantastic. But sometimes I think that there's something to the match just speaking for itself and letting that moment breathe. I don't think WWE let that moment breathe. You could make the argument that they wanted to build a sense of urgency. They wanted to build a sense of doom for John Cena, given he only has a couple of more months left in this run, and that's fine, well and good. The question, of course, is, was Brock Lesnar's involvement necessary? And the fact of the matter is no. And for everyone who wants to say that this is a non-controversy, for everyone who wants to say that this is a non-issue, for everyone who wants to say that this does not matter, then answer me this. Why the hell did WWE cancel the press conference? Why the hell did WWE not field questions from the media? Why the hell did WWE choose not to engage with this and instead have Triple H go out there when people are chanting about Karrion Kross, lie and say they were chanting about Brock Lesnar? Why did Triple H decide to throw John Cena under the bus and say that this was all Cena's idea, not mine, wiped his hands clean? Why did that happen? All of that happened because the fact of the matter is, whether you like it or not, it is controversial because Brock Lesnar found himself involved in some deplorable stuff to do with Vince McMahon. That is the matter of fact, not even up for debate. And you can minimize it. Oh, he sent some freaky text messages. Oh, he did this, he did that. He didn't do anything. Yet, by virtue of being involved in it, I'm supposed to believe the powerful people don't necessarily, there's not more to the story. I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions. My only problem is, doesn't it make more sense for Cena to win and still be a heel and go after Brock? Look, we're way past that. The heel turn, WWE put the kibosh on the heel turn, and that's probably for the best. Just forget about it. It was a failure. One of the biggest disappointments in the history of professional wrestling, John Cena's heel turn in 2025. That is a subject for another day, another video, another time. But, sorry, just pulling up some important stuff here. But I think for everyone who wants to do this whole rigmarole of, man, Brock didn't do anything, it's fine if you want to stay in your little hug box and you want to ignore the reality that Brock found himself involved at the best. He found himself involved in some weird shit, some absolutely weirdo shit. If that's what you want to attribute to Brock, that's fine. At the worst, he was allegedly involved in potentially trafficking and benefiting, or whatever terminology you want to use, from that trafficking that Vince McMahon was allegedly doing. So, if we want to have a conversation, right? And if you want to be actually involved in this conversation, you gotta come and reconcile those factors. Because otherwise, you're just in your little hug box and you're not engaging with the truth. And if you want to engage with whatever your little hug box says, and you say, no, Brock didn't do anything wrong, all right, that's fine. And if you're somebody who says, I don't really know anything about it, I don't want to touch it, and you're not actively getting in the way of people and their critique, whatever. But if you're one of these shitheads online like Raj Giri or JD from New York, who's actively getting in the way, oh, what the hell, Brock didn't do anything wrong, oh, these bunch of snowflakes, bro. I'm so tired of these wrestling WWE Fed branded soy boys who are going out there and just saying oh, WWE, the fans are wrong. The people criticizing are wrong. The people trying to hold the company, the biggest company in the world, are wrong. Dog, I want people to get this through their heads. You may like Brock Lesnar, the wrestler. You may like Vince McMahon, the character. You may like Hulk Hogan, the character. You may like all of these different things, and that is all well and good. But you don't know these people. It is wild. Given the things that were in that lawsuit, given the things that were in the amended lawsuit, given the things that have come out, that people are going to bat online for motherfuckers they don't even know. Crazy to me. Because I'm telling you this right now, I have a lot of wrestlers that I consider to be my favorites. I have a lot of wrestlers I like. If they found themselves involved in this, I don't know them. You know why? Because I don't need to have loyalty to someone just based off of the idea that I think they're a jolly good wrestler. The only loyalty I have are to the people I know, the people whose character I can speak to. I can't speak to the character of Brock Lesnar on a personal level, I can only speak to what's out there. I can't speak to the character of a Vince McMahon because all I know about Vince McMahon is what's out there and what he has said and done. So why are some of these people coming out here as if they know these people, talking that talk, defending them against all these people on Twitter, all these people online, all these people on their podcasts? It's weirdo behavior, dog. It's weirdo behavior. I don't get it. Are you in support of Brock Lesnar or not? Fuck no, I'm not in support of Brock Lesnar. Fuck no. Hell no. I would. Here's my thing. If I'm Triple H and John Cena genuinely came up to me and said, I want to wrestle Brock, pick another one. That's what I'm telling him. Pick another one. WWE obviously did not make that decision. And the reason for that is because they decided that money, they decided that clicks, they've decided that all of these things are important, more important, I should say, than being grounded in any values. It proves to me that all the stuff that they have said, all the PR bullshit that they have said about, oh, we are a changed company. WWE is taking all these different avenues to protect people. Like when Triple H was asked at the press conference last year at the Royal Rumble, and he was asked about, what are you doing to protect people? Dog. He said everything and then didn't elaborate. It tells me that all that stuff really doesn't matter. Because if you were genuinely trying to change, you would have taken steps. You would have addressed it. You would have been pretty transparent with it. It's crazy. It's crazy. How did you enjoy Seth Rollins cash in? I actually made a video about that. I thought it was a very good move. Very well executed. Fantastic. Yeah. And like, okay, here's the thing. I try not to call out specific people, but man, this thing really, like, this was some weird behavior, dog. This is some weird ass behavior by Raj Giri. All right. So this is a screenshot of a now deleted tweet by Raj, who was just crashing out for no reason last night. Again, for someone who I presume he doesn't know personally. He might. He's well connected, way more well connected than I am. He said, in response to a post by, who is this, Jenny Omega, if no crimes were committed, his own proximity to and awareness of the women Vince McMahon is reason enough for him to disappear forever. Go to rehab. If nothing else, it'll get you off your phone. Taking a bit of a shot at Raj, but I mean, the sentiment I tend to agree with. He knew this stuff was going down when it looks like he did. Again, probably not best having that type of guy in your company. But again, we have reason to believe that other executives in WWE knew. Doesn't matter to them. But Raj takes this criticism. And look, I understand there was a personal jab taken there. And he says this weird, like, diatribe thing. What is this? Was like late at night, too. I don't know what Raj is thinking. He essentially did this tweet, but he says, even if. That's the new standard. Fuck off. Brock never met the woman. If you want to keep guys like Trump in charge, keep doing this. It's turning me, and I've been a Democrat my whole life. You guys are insufferable. Raj, I genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. If pro wrestling is turning you MAGA and the sole thing that's like making you MAGA and people you disagree with about Brock Lesnar and whether or not he should be involved in WWE is what's turning your politics and influencing your politics, you should probably go out and touch grass and get off Twitter, bro. That is an insane way to live. That is an insane way to live, my guy. Like, bro, what? Like, and again, I don't know Raj personally. I'm sure he's a fine dude. Well, I don't know. I don't know about all that anymore, but like, what are we doing, bro? Like, No one brought politics into this. You want to bring it in, that's fine. It's going to reflect bad on you, and that's why you deleted the tweet. That's why you deleted the tweet. And I'm not even bringing this up on a personal thing. I'm just saying, man, going to the lengths that some people are going to defend this stuff, like they're jumping through hoops, making absolutely no sense. It's weirdo shit. It's real soy stuff, bro. It's real soy stuff. Because my whole thing is, if you don't know about it, you don't want to comment on it, perfectly fine. But if you're going to actively get in the way, you're actually going to defend the transparency that people are demanding, the accountability people are demanding, my guy, you're going to look stupid. You're going to look stupid. You also have a statement from Janelle Grant, of course, former WWE employee Janelle Grant. A spokesperson for Janelle Grant issued the following statement on Brock Lesnar's return to WWE. For far too long, abuse was allowed to thrive under WWE's leadership. Instead of righting this wrong, WWE has done nothing to ensure those responsible are held accountable. This attempt to sweep misconduct under the rug will backfire. We look forward to the full set of facts, including those about Mr. Lesnar, coming out in a court of law where they belong. But in the meantime, we refer you back to Janelle Grant's updated complaint, which outlines in detail the abuse she endured by McMahon and others while employed at WWE. So, again, whatever the truth is about Lesnar will probably come out. But what we know so far, man, at the bare minimum tells me, someone who has looked at the lawsuit, someone who's read the lawsuit, and listened to some pretty good analysis of it, incredible analysis of it, bare minimum, Brock knew some whack stuff was going on, and he decided to passively, at the bare minimum, actually no, pretty aggressively involve himself. We also had Rhea Ripley actually reacting to this in pretty real time, posting this right after the pay-per-view. I think I hate SummerSlam. A lot of people interpreted this as the Brock return, or her reaction to the Brock return. Mercedes also did a pretty funny tweet. Well, considering everything, where let me just minimize this. Where she posted like angry Hangman in relation to this, and I think that was a lot of people online last night. We got Frank G Life in the chat. What's up, Frank? Hopefully you're doing well. Caracol, what's going on? How are you guys doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Had a long day at work. I'm just trying to get through the rest of all of this. But yeah, it's just the reactions are pretty weird. Also, a little bit of controversy coming out of obviously a lot of controversy coming out of this whole, but a little bit of controversy coming out of the post show last night. So there were a bunch of fans who were chanting very loud, "We want Cross." And look, I will say this much. When you have an earpiece and you're doing live TV, you're probably not going to hear everything pretty clearly. But what had happened was you had pretty loud "We want Cross" chants. And then Triple H kind of turns around and basically says that, "Look at the people. You wanted Brock, you got it." And this caused Karrion Kross to actually tweet out, "Unreal. They write the scripts, but the fans write the truth. Thank you, TikTok." That is, of course, alluding to the idea that his contract is coming up. I believe it was reported by, I don't even remember. It was reported by potentially Fightful. Probably Fightful. They report everything. But it was reported that that Karrion Kross's contract was coming up pretty imminently. and that he had not been approached for a renewal. So that's kind of happening in the background. That's what a lot of people believe the TikTok is referring to. Funny thing is, you had the monster of all monsters, Braun Strowman, now known as Adam Shearer, who was recently released by WWE, say the following in response to this. You know they don't care about the fans. They care about nepotism, ass kissers, and their buddies. He did also spell "their" wrong. So, come on, Braun. Spell check is right there. Literally, right there. The other type of there. Angry Hangman, excuse me. Again, no coffee. Doing this right after work. Tired as a MFer. Angry Hangman was funny. It almost makes me like Mercedes. Oh, come on. Why do you not like Mercedes? Omar, I'm glad you have not wavered and are standing strong. That's genuinely right. Shows you are who you say you are and didn't need this to know that, but bravo. Yeah, I mean, look, it's real. Look, I know I joke about, we're keeping it real goes right. But it's like, what do I have to benefit, man? What do I have to benefit? You know, like, knock on wood. I am a blessed individual in my life. I'm a very blessed individual. Knock on wood. I have no need to lie when I'm on here. Like, I'll talk about wrestling, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll shoot the shit. Like we could talk. I got no reason to lie. I just, like I do this for fun, man. I do this for fun. I do this to chill. I do this to I'm here for fun. Here for fun, man. I'm here for fun. That wasn't Rhea's reaction to Lesnar. It was a tweet in reaction to Punk getting cashed in on. This tweet is from 19 hours ago. So unless I have traveled in time, I don't think that's true. I'm not a native English speaker, and even I know it's not there. Yeah. Although I'm an ESL speaker, man. I have like ESL moments all the time. I think I've had ESL moments on the stream where I've like it's weird because like I grew up in a household that spoke Urdu and I spoke English, right? Like growing up, and I was learning English growing up. And it's weird because like there's still like some like English like some English terms that I still don't I still don't say correctly. But obviously, you know, but it's like few and far between, you know. But yeah, look, my whole point of this is not to like say that, you know, if you have enjoyed a moment of Brock Lesnar's career, you're a bad person. No. My point is, man, if you don't know somebody, think twice before you go up to bat for them when it comes to something this serious that's out there, that's as openly available to read and learn about. Like, you don't need to defend it. You just don't. It's a different thing if, you know, you feel like you're not. I mean, like people who say like they're not like able to learn about it. I don't think that's true. But like, you know, if you're just there for the wrestling, be there for the wrestling. Don't involve yourself in conversations you have no point being in. I don't really know. I feel like Brock is coming. I really feel Brock coming to WWE. Yeah. I think Dave also had I have to try to find this. Dave Meltzer also had like a report about WWE Legal apparently signing off on this. Let me see if I can find this. But that was like another big thing. Here we go. This is it. According to Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer. 4 weeks ago, WWE Legal cleared him, Brock Lesnar. As far as why, I don't know. And that is something to speculate on because there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, everything relates to the Janelle Grant lawsuit, and WWE Legal is either confident that their thing goes to into arbitration, and Lesnar's not a factor at that point, or they're close. Yeah, he used there correctly there. Look at that. Or they're close to a settlement, and at that point, Lesnar is not a factor, or somebody just had a change of mind. And I don't know which one of those it is. I do know everyone figured this out, but I can tell you also factually that the reason that they didn't do the press conferences was because of this angle. And yes, that is true. They did not have a press conference because of this angle, because they knew that there was a risk of one person. Because look, not everyone in those rooms are simply going to ask, oh, how did it feel in that match? It was like, look, I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. I have no problem if your thing is you're a part of the wrestling media, you're not necessarily a journalist. It's probably not your place to ask those types of questions about like these types of things. That's totally fine. And I don't expect everyone, I don't even expect myself to do that because I'm also not a journalist. I would try, but I also understand leaving that stuff to the journalists, man. But the fact that WWE knew that there would be somebody who could potentially ask that question, it was enough for them to shut it down, because their whole thing is these are PR things. Like the press conference, it's all about PR. It's not about transparency. It's about ensuring that the message they want to get out gets out, and the message they usually want to get out is one of, look how great this night was. Look how happy everyone is. That is why they just said, all right, forget it. We're going to have a couple of fans out in the parking lot. We're going to set up a studio, and we're just going to have Paul, Triple H, Levesque come out there. Are you ready? I am a global brand. Are you ready? Do all that. So. Yeah. I'll give it none of this, man. None of this, man. Please. None of that, man. The other thing that I think related to this that's probably worth talking about is just, it's Vince McMahon. I think what this move proved is you do never say never in pro wrestling. There was a time where we genuinely said Vince would never be back in WWE, would never be back in pro wrestling. And the reality is, man, he's probably going to come back. I am more confident than ever that Vince will be back in WWE in some way, shape, or form. And the reason I'm so confident is because I think that TKO is everything's pretty much on the table. Dana White is speaking optimistically about a potential Conor McGregor return to the octagon. And Conor McGregor is someone who was found civilly liable for rape. This this is crazy stuff. This is crazy stuff. And it's all the same company. It's all the same company. TKO owns WWE. They own the UFC. It's either rape or sexual assault. Either way, horrendous. Horrendous either way. Oh, here we go. The big guy Ryback decided to weigh in because everyone wants to hear what steroid guy has got to say. There are two types of mindsets in this world: those who want to be happy and those who chose to stay miserable. Happy people say, welcome back. Congrats, Brock. Miserable ones will find a reason to complain. Choose happiness for the most selfish reasons for yourself and because it's the kindest thing you could do for everyone. Man, whatever, man. Whatever. It's not going to get you back into the company, right back. I don't know what to tell you. Damn, you might be right. Vince might return one day. Yeah. Think about it, guys. As long as Vince isn't touching WWE creative, I'm all right. Dog, you think Vince is going to be able to help himself? You think Vince is going to be like, hey, Paul, let me get in there. Like he's gonna be like, "Yo, let me get in there. Let me rake Johnny Gargano off TV." Like, it's just where we are, man. It's just where we are. Anything's gonna happen. Like, they don't care. They don't care. Like, if Conor McGregor can return to the UFC, Vince McMahon can certainly return to the WWE. And that is despite, like, I know we talk, I'm gonna do a video, like, chronicling this because I just don't think enough people know. The Janelle Grant lawsuit, the hush money payments, and all that kind of stuff, they are bad enough on their own, right? But the ring boy scandal for WWE is something that I am just I will eternally be shocked has not somehow found a way to quash any talk of Vince McMahon potentially returning or stop the Vince McMahon defenders. Well, I mean, look, Donald Trump was friends with Epstein and his defenders are. Anyway, whatever. I guess I shouldn't be as shocked. But the Ring Boy scandal, man, is genuinely the most sickening scandal in pro wrestling, or definitely amongst the most sickening scandals in pro wrestling history. The fact that Vince McMahon knew what was going on and still brought those people back into the fold and wanted to be associated with people who were committing these acts of just disgusting horror. On a personal level, I can't be with that. I can't ride with that. On a personal level. Will WWE ride with that? I am not confident that they won't. Night 1 was better than night 2. We're talking about the pay-per-view. I would say okay, look, if we're being honest, match to match average, sure. I think night 2 had the two best matches on this entire weekend. John Cena versus Cody, which I think is probably WWE's match of the year. And then the women's triple threat to open up. Both 5-star contenders, both amazing matches, both spectacular. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to get in here quick and talk about it. Some other news notes that I'll just mention quickly for everyone's awareness. We also have the announcement today that AEW Full Gear will return to the Prudential Center on November 22nd, 2025. So Newark, New Jersey, get ready. AEW is coming to town. Jelly Roll has apparently offered to cover Randy Orton's Voices WWE theme or do a cover of the theme. Interesting news. Roman Reigns is backstage tonight for Raw in Brooklyn, so that's going to be interesting there. LA Knight is going to be backstage, and it looks like he could have a word or two with Mr. Seth Rollins, the new WWE World Champion. It's an interesting note. TKO, this is really interesting, actually. TKO news. So we got TKO plans. I messed up. TKO plans are underway. TKO has plans underway to introduce more 2-night pay-per-views in the future. Survivor Series 2026 and the Royal Rumble, or the 2027 Royal Rumble, are at the top of the list to turn into 2-night formats, with Money in the Bank possibly in the mix. Also, this is pretty consistent with what I've been saying about, the trend. I think eventually we're going to get to a point where all of the big 5 are 2-night PLEs. I think that's just where they're going. I really try to support wrestling as all, but this company proves me right at every curve. They have no soul. Seeing Triple H next to Donald Trump disgusts me, but does not surprise me. I mean, yeah, look, Donald Trump, I have another channel for that. I don't want to go into politics, but you know what I think. Yeah. Michelle. Hey, Omer. What's up, Michelle? What's up? All right, let's see. Any other big news we got to cover here? I think that is it. Well, happy birthday, Blake Monroe. I just saw that. We got stay for a bit longer, mate. I'll give y'all 10 minutes. If y'all want, we can do another 10 minutes. But then I really do have to go. I have to go like lie down, take a nap, and like process my day. Because I literally I logged off work and I was like, all right, stream because I want to do this. Okay, so this is actually it, official, I guess. WWE announced last night that they've stopped doing post-show press conferences. So it's not just the case that it looks like it's not just the case that WWE are doing away with the pressers, or just did away with the presser at SummerSlam. They're doing away with them as a whole, and that probably makes sense given where they are and what they're about right now. SummerSlam 2026 in Minneapolis. I'm thinking this is the last 12 months of Lesnar's career. Hopefully. If we're lucky. But I'm also here, guys. You guys can send me a chat. You guys can send a super chat. Hit that like button. Do whatever. Let's see. What else do we got? Dominic Mysterio on a potential face turn. Ooh, okay. Let's take a listen or a look. Dominic Mysterio says a babyface turn in the future would need to be organic and not forced. I react to what is being given to me, right? As of now, they've been booing me, but every now and then they'll chant for that Dirty Dom song and that Dirty Dom song, that Dirty Dom song and that Dirty Dom song. Okay, he just repeated himself for one way or another. It always gets a crack out of me as I tend to break and smile because it's funny hearing everyone singing to it, singing together because I've just been getting booed. Okay, yeah, so Dom. Open to a face turn. All right, read this. Roman's backstage. Oh, here we go. Seth Rollins thanks everyone who played a small role in his ruse. And here we are. Oh, he was on the Rich Eisen show. He said, here we are 3 weeks later. Nobody went to the dirt sheets, so we're safe. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, Miss Joy, Rue's teacher. It was an honor and a pleasure. This pays. I don't understand what's happened. I don't understand what's at the same. This is barely English. I thought I had. Anyway. Raw tonight should be interesting. It probably will be. Lesnar built from Minneapolis. Yeah, I mean, he's part of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Off target. So apparently Rogan comedy friends are leaving Texas. I mean, a lot of them already have. Man. Like that Rogan like comedy thing was never gonna last long, especially in Austin, man. Because like Rogan himself is an institution. He can build like an ecosystem for himself and prop up a comedy ecosystem for himself. It just wasn't gonna be sustainable for people who aren't Rogan. Because like Tim Dillon moved back. Tim Dillon moved back to LA, I'm pretty sure. Right? Like that whole thing, it didn't last. Like Rogan's still there, but he's Joe Rogan. People are always going to go to him. Well, unless you're running for president, I guess. It's insane. They should have gone to him. WWE legal cleared Brock for 4 weeks, so they knew if they decided to use him, people will question them and take that as you will. Yeah. My issue isn't with WWE. Well, I mean, no, I have an issue with WWE clearing him. But I'm like, but dog, why are people defending him? Do you think Karrion Kross would be good fit in AEW? Hell no, he cannot wrestle. I like Karrion Kross. I just don't see him as a wrestler. I see him as a manager. Karrion Kross has everything it takes to be an entertaining wrestler down, except for the in-ring. It is insane because he's a great promo. He's a great presence. He's got great charisma. He had a great character and has a great character in WWE. But when he gets in the ring, man, it is what it is, right? He's nothing spectacular. And I think in AEW, like the bar is so high, and it is like it's an in-ring company. Like That matters less in WWE, but it matters a lot in AEW if you're not able to go at a certain level. And I just don't see him fitting there. I could see him fitting in TNA. I think he would be a good character in TNA. I could see him fitting back in MLW. I think he will. Karrion Kross has enough momentum right now that if hypothetically he were a free agent tomorrow, he would be fine on the indies. He would make good money, especially in his first year on the indies. He would make very good money. I just don't see him going to AEW, and I don't see AEW, like, where would he fit in? You know, I'm not even trying to poo-poo the idea, but it's like, where would he fit in? He wouldn't. Let's be honest. Sami Zayn looks like my local Home Depot worker. Karrion Kross coerces him and his man Aura. He's actually a draw. Holy shit, who would have thought that? Is he a draw, or is he just riding like a coattails of like a very brief push? We'll see. I'm not, and also I'm not like, look, let's chill with the Sami slander. Y'all know how I feel about my boy Sami Zayn. Let's chill with the Sami slander. Rogan lost when he went from Bernie to Trump. Pure grifter move. I don't think it's pure grifter. I think, just don't. I mean, Rogan says it himself. He's like, yo, dog, I'm an idiot. Like, don't listen to me. But then he goes out of his way to like do shit. He's like, listen to me. Here we go. I personally am happy Brock is back, and if you are not, that's fine. We don't have to all like the same thing. I want to see what he does, and if you don't, that's completely fine. Again, if your whole thing is you don't want to get in the way, that's fine. But I just don't believe in I don't believe in sticking my neck out for someone who I don't know like that. Like, and I see a lot of people, not necessarily you, Devin, but like I see a lot of people online doing it right now, and it's pretty weird. Anyway. Okay, guys, I do have to go. Quick stream. I'll be back. I'll do another one later this week, or if something big breaks. But I appreciate all of you who have tuned in. Thank you guys so much. Big changes coming actually to the channel. Can't announce it yet, but I'm definitely excited to share with y'all what's happening next. Good changes, fun changes, a lot more cool stuff coming. I'm excited. It's all in the works. But I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It really, really helps out, and it makes sure that more people see the stream, more people see the VOD, and I'm trying to make sure more people see this VOD so we can grow this community. Y'all can have conversations in the chat and all that stuff. Use the community tab. If you guys have an idea, if you guys have, a reaction to the pay-per-views or any of these events in real time, if you guys want to engage with me, the best way to do that, use the YouTube community tab. If you guys go to the community tab on the page, you can leave your own posts and your own reactions, and I'll get to it and I'll engage with it, and we can have some conversation back and forth outside of these streams, which I know y'all love. So please do that, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, man. Y'all are the best. Until next time, be happy, be healthy. As always, keep it real.